Welcome to NAB 2019. I'm Joe O'Halloran, Editor-in-Chief of Rapid TV News, and I'm here with Anthony Smith-Chaigneau, Senior Director of Product Marketing of Nagra. Welcome to NAB, Anthony.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for having me. Great to be here.
Now, here we stand in a very exciting time for the video and TV market. How do you see the state of play?
I think it's very interesting. I think we've got let's call it a three-tier situation right now. We have technology, which is changing. There's a lot of new technologies coming onto the market. Content, of course, is still king, and it's a very interesting time for content. And then commercialization of how we, as an industry, make money from what we're doing. So those three pillars lead us to have a foot in all these camps, because as an end-to-end ecosystem, this is something that we have to keep an eye on and ensure that we have the technology part covered, that we understand the way the content is flowing and the way it's moving, and the very fact is how we offer tools and solutions for monetization.
Of all the things that's happening this year so far, we've seen Disney announce its plans for D2C and Accelerate, and also the key announcement of Apple Plus.
Right.
What kind of game changers are they?
Well, it's interesting because I think as we go into what we call the post-OTT era, where we had the initial foray into OTT from the pay TV operators offering off-net and access to their services, we see a great move towards direct-to-consumer. Now, we're not sure how far that pendulum should swing before it gets a bit disruptive in terms of the consumer, because a lot of paywalls are popping up. There's a lot of service choice, content choice, and with it fragmented across all of these things, we might be actually doing our industry a disservice and annoying the consumers that we're trying to please. So I think we have to be very careful how we see it and how that pans out. Of course, they have a vehicle for monetization, direct to consumer, but I have to be careful that fragmentation doesn't become too much of an issue.
Now, you say this like consumers doing different things, and especially younger consumers. How well are the service providers keeping up with this changing pattern?
I think what we have to be careful of, again, is that we mustn't just focus on one demographic. The younger people, I've seen it through my experience where people have grown up with pay TV and moved along with it and embraced the off-net and to every device, even to gaming machines where you can actually watch TV now. But as they get responsibility, they grow older, they get a little bit more tired and less time, they migrate a little bit back towards the big screen TV. So I think providing that we cover all demographics, we're talking about toddlers right through to grandma and granddad who are more sedentary in front of the TV, that we provide all the tools and all the things for each of those different demographics. We're doing that. Quite frankly now, with bring your own devices, tablets, and all of the mechanisms we have, we certainly, I think, have innovated very, very well in the pay TV industry, and specifically the service providers have understood bringing on the Netflix, bringing on the Amazons and all the rest of them to ensure that that content is still easily and accessible and connecting people to the content they love.
Are there any specific innovations that you think will shine this year?
Well, innovation is a very interesting word. We have the Pay TV Innovation Forum at Nagra, which we've started the program for 2019. Findings were very interesting from last year. But all markets move in different speeds. So where we have we see a lot happening in voice and conversation with the TV, connecting through Alexa and Google Assistant, etc. We see the device landscape is absolutely well covered. Analytics, I think, is very key. Monetization, that leads on the monetization point, where we would have a great deal of data that needs to be understood, cleverly curated, and actually actionable items off the back of that. So I think voice is coming big. I think personalization, and then the understanding of the deeper analytics is certainly something we'll see more of this year.
Now, given this change in consumer expectation as well as innovation, what's Nagra doing to meet what customers want?
Well, at the show here, we brought several of our technologies that we have in the portfolio. One interesting one is what we call TV Key Cloud, and that's the ability for us to have a fully secured television without the need of a set-top box, to give the operators the ability to go direct to the consumer that might not want to sign up for a pay TV service directly with a set-top box driven style, but actually use the television as their primary way of signing up and subscribing to a service. That means the operator's not in the App Store per se, is at the higher level in the ecosystem and can offer a very compelling service, direct sign up through the TV. We have a swathe of OTT solutions from very end-to-end packaged, go-live product we call here, that's deploying very well. When the broadcasters want to take the next step and bring a premium content to off-net for their users, we have OpenTV Suite, which is a very nice packaged solution with ION, our user interface. Again, very compelling products that allow the operators to select amongst the right technology that they want. Analytics with our Insight program, which is a very, very interesting program. What I consider very much a consultancy service where we really dig into the heart of what the operator problems are and that analyze them to the nth degree so they can really understand and monetize their solutions. Within the setup, of course, the user experience that I mentioned earlier on, personalization is coming, voice, etc., and the rest of it, and all the things we've talked about earlier on are all coming to the forefront, all deployable right away, right now. And I think the breadth, the depth and breadth of what we're bringing is very interesting. One final point, if I may, is the ATSC 3.0, which we announced at the show. We see that as a very key technology going forward in the landscape. Talking about the frustration of consumers, cord cutting, taking up free content but allowing them this very new next-gen product that will give them the best of both worlds of broadcast and online.
We're now talking about this as a global standard. Can you see this happening?
Well, that's a big discussion. That's typically something. I come from the DVB world. I was championing DVB around the globe, and we tried very hard to make Brazil come with the European system and the Philippines and many other countries. But of course, that is a big challenge. Mm-hmm. But let's say it depends how the markets roll out. Korea's rolling out right now. America's about to roll out. I heard that India is considering the solution. So major markets may well be the driver for this new technology.
How will the industry look in the next 12 months? What's on your guys' roadmap?
Well, what we have to do is we have to take that technology, that content and that commercial element that we're understanding. We have to watch very carefully. I think the disruption we're going to see is with the emergence of 5G. I think ATSC 3 coming to the forefront. Cable satellite will be a bit under pressure. OTT gathering force with the likes of Apple and such as in Disney coming. So it's still going to be very complex, and I think probably by next year you might be asking me the same question, and we still might not have the solid answers, but we're certainly on the right track to participate in it all and actually bring our technology to play.
Well, it would be an absolute pleasure to be here next year and ask you that very question.
Yeah, no, it would be super. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much, Anthony.
Cheers. Thank you.
And thank you for watching.